It is 5:01 p.m. This is the maintenance of what is engineered light. At the same time, the entity is keeping the light source visible through the window in the same manner in its zenith over my head, and you're looking at impossible light activity that is inside of the Paul Bayan Library at 5:01 p.m. And this is video documentation that I captured inside of the Ranch Cucamonga Paul Bayan Library, which is at the Victoria Gardens. Again, documentation precedes that video, so the documentation is suggesting that the sun was over me at entirely distinct and different locations that are not coexisting with the maintenance of the light source as you've seen it today, which is 5:01 p.m. here, 8:19 a.m. here. And this is the maintenance literally from one side of building 1810 to the opposite side of the same building 1810. And we can count again manually. This is all part of the prosecution of the people, and everybody here as a part of the prosecution in the immediate environment surrounding the targeted individual that is living and systematically engaging in criminal surveillance with the government. They're going to federal prison. They're living in the specific environment where 8, 19, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 9 hours. The light source remaining from this side of my leasing office to this side of my leasing office, and it is still here. This is no misperception of depth, such that it's somewhere in Rancho Cucamonga over the Paul Bayan Library, specifically aimed inside of that window at that venue at the same time, and remaining here stationary, also rising here, and as the documentation also shows, setting in alignment to my bedroom, creating any light activity on my bedroom wall. Under no circumstances is sun going to create any shadow of bushels or trees or anything through closed blinds, and then creating magnification of the holes in the blind slats such that you could see the leaves on the trees blowing. That's demonic. It's impossible. And this is ongoing documentation which is surrounding the criminal presence by the government that's engaging in surveillance, and they're engaging in surveillance with the people of the state who like to engage in stalking also while you're documenting it, which is showing the behavior, the criminal conduct, the impunity of a psychopath. That's what you see Precious Bastillos demonstrating, and that's exactly what the CPS in the hearings where she's losing her children, they're going to analyze, they're going to witness her behavior, her conduct while she is engaging in that criminal system in concert with the LAPD, who has been engaged in years of criminal monitoring, like I was going through lightly going through in my previous video, but like I said, the Los Angeles Police Department and each and every court inside of LA County, California, is a facilitating venue. They're monitoring, and the entity will place the light source directly over me as I go and sit at the steps in front of the Metro Courthouse. Metro Courthouse is full of demons. This is what I'm letting the federal government know. Every judge sitting on the benches there, those are a bunch of minions. It's a facilitating venue, and they're monitoring in the state of California. They have no legal jurisdiction. Actually, they have no legitimacy. They are working with this demon-possessed agency that's stalking day and night by helicopter. That same Los Angeles Police Department is working with these courts, working with the public defenders, working with the DAs, and they are monitoring together. That goes for the Los Angeles Sheriff's Department as well. This whole pattern of conduct, the template for which has already been captured in San Bernardino County, where the entity is group stalking via the police. That's the state acting directly in a specific environment, which is under no way going to result in any sun remaining under any circumstances anywhere, okay, including in the state of Florida, while the maintenance of the light source on this side of my leasing office and starting here as I arrived at work this morning. The entity is engaging in a specific P.O.C, and while the entity is engaging in that, it is stalking the entity, these corrupt law enforcement agencies, which are demons. This is exposing a condition of spiritual darkness. This spiritual darkness is not a matter of just throwing holy water and only for religious people to be concerned about. This spiritual darkness is a threat to your physical safety. It's a threat to your life, and in the United States, it's a threat to your liberty. They're placing American citizens under surveillance, and they have access to helicopters. They're doing that, and they call it some sort of initiative. They're calling it some sort of program. It's nothing but surveillance. It's criminal, and you pay attention to the environment that they're doing it in. And LAPD is doing it 24/7, just like the Ontario Police Department is engaging in it and documented 24/7, including when I was sleeping outside. And that was not due to any irresponsibility on my part. I am a practice-trained attorney, okay? The entity that was monitoring me was harassing me on the job while I was practicing law. And then I determined and found out, and the entity that's monitoring me, a bunch of demons, are sworn into the bar, California bar, and they were engaging in what is harassment and monitoring me while I was practicing law, by the way. And the entity also engaging in what is harassment on the job, which directly has an obstacle to your ability to provide for yourself. But the entity is also engaging in what was, as I relocated from San Bernardino County and moved to Los Angeles with the law offices of Michael Bialis and the LAPD, as I would drive from courthouse to courthouse, engaging in criminal monitoring at all of these courthouses. And that is a matter of documentation that I still have. Let me be clear, my clients were the people of the state. That's not anything that's limited to by privilege. And the entity was engaging in what is using my job, just like speaker companies is, using my job as a means of monitoring me, and the facilitating venues were all the courthouses that I would travel to. And the entity would maintain the light source over the Torrance courthouse, over the Metro courthouse. Okay, the entity was maintaining the light source over the San Bernardino County courthouse, over the Rancho Cucamonga Superior Courthouse, which I documented. I went back to the Rancho Cucamonga Superior Courts because they are the venue that entertained a fictitious prosecution, and you will see video documentation. Under no time, under no circumstances is the sun ever going to be in Rancho Cucamonga while it's remaining here from what is the current time, 5:07 p.m. as a matter of documentation here. We can just limit it to my work day, 8 a.m. The video captured at 8:19 a.m. here to here. But yet I have video documentation of the light source at the Rancho Cucamonga Superior Court, where San Bernardino County is in relevant position. They're monitoring, and they're demons that are monitoring. And that is letting you know about the DA, the Public Defender's Office, the District Attorney's Office, every single judge, including the entity that is engaging in what is kidnapping, as I documented. I provided all of their part numbers. I provided all of their names, engaging in what is a kidnapping while they were engaged in this pattern of conduct. There's no sun that's going to be over my head during the 10 o'clock hour, contrary to what I documented at the Rancho Cucamonga Superior Court, replete with that entity stalking by helicopter at that specific environment. The San Bernardino Sheriff's Department and the Rancho Cucamonga Superior Courthouse, a facilitating venue, which is the condition and the criminal system that is underway in Los Angeles. And it is prefaced by the maintenance of an unnatural environment. The actual sun, the natural environment, if you want to believe that it exists, but there is no natural environment, because what's remaining here is not over the sky space in Florida and never entered the sky space in Florida. In Florida, you're looking at a light source. It's not the natural environment, because this has remained here all day long. With what is the engineer light that you see inside of my apartment, with shadows on and the leaves of trees appearing above my head, and light as you've seen inside of my office just manifesting in the shade. And you see while I'm standing, my shadow is up right in front of me, like you saw in this building over here, while LAPD is doing what? Stalking in this environment. It's surveillance, and the demon-possessed are engaging in surveillance with the people of the state, where there is no sun piercing through the Paul Bunyan Library at the same time while I'm looking at it in LA at the same exact time, facing it after it's remained here all day long. That is speaking to what is mutually exclusive, all right? It is capturing the pattern of conduct and the ongoing wealth of documentation of the LAPD stalking in helicopter that is engaging in what is criminal surveillance outside of the constitutional bounds. They have no legal authority to engage in it, and that's what the state of California is engaging in, and it is in conformity to that which is beyond a coincidence, that the entity has been engaged in a documented pattern of stalking in helicopters. That's what group stalking is, and it's criminal surveillance that the people of the state are engaging in. Everybody, buildings 1800 to building 1818, are going to federal prison. All right. The government is engaging in criminal surveillance with the people. The people of the state shall be subject to federal prison, where they are also engaging in monitoring, in addition to engaging in monitoring via children. And that's what you saw Precious Bastillos engaging in. All right. It is currently 5:09 p.m. and this is P.O.C.